We all filmmakers start to have ideas about making films in very different ways. And I started the same way as you did. I made my first film also in a place very near where I was born. But what it surprised me very, very much about your films is that you make films about very simple people, about things that maybe many of us will never think that it's a good thing to make a film, but you concentrate on that and you shoot these people. Sometimes I think that instead of making films about big heroes, you choose to make films about people that are not known, that are a blind man, a known completely circus, of a lost village in your film, like in Tulap, for instance. And I think, and you have been faithful to that subject, to the subject of doing films in a very simple way also, because I imagine by seeing the film on Darkness, you were doing the sound on that film. So you work with very, very small people, very, very small crew. And this also reflects very much in the intimacy of your films.
Yes, I agree. You said all what I wanted to say. No, yes. Just two people. Just we made Bread Day, for instance, together with cameramen, only two people. That was 35 print, but what I said, I didn't have money. I had only this film stock, a lot of negative, and I changed some negative for to get camera, and we had a reflex BL2 35 camera, and I made sound myself, and we worked together. We made Bread Day on 35 just together with my cameraman, without any assistant, or any driver, nobody. That was, but for me it's very important because first of all I have to catch atmosphere. I have to observe life, but I cannot interfere because it's easy to interfere. It's easy to change life a little bit for you, but it's not interesting to me. You know why I make films about simple people? First of all, because I'm Russian, and we have this Russian, strong Russian, a lot of background literature. Because Chekhov or Gogol or all good writers, Russian writers, Dostoevsky, they wrote about also about ordinary people. Maybe that's because literature is very important to me. And Russian classical literature as well, but Chekhov, my favorite writer. But for me, also important to find a kind of drop of dew. How said Tagore, it's Indian poet. He said once that he traveled for the whole his life. He traveled, and when he was old already, I don't know how old this was he? Maybe 80 years old. But he said when he was old, he came back to his. He traveled a lot, watching the world and searching, exploring the world. But then when he was back, he said once in the morning, he went from his house and looked at grass, and he saw a little drop of dew. And when he looked at this drop of dew, he realized that the whole world reflected in this drop of dew. And for me, it's very important to find this drop of dew. And I try, every film, I try to find this drop of dew. And in my film, I made only 4 documentaries, 1 feature film. All of them, it's like how I build them. I want to find this drop of dew where I can see the whole world at the same time, where the whole world is reflected.
Yes.
You understand?